A Ukrainian drone nearly hit 2 Russian soldiers, but the Ukrainian operator lost control due to the soldiers' return fire and crashed without hitting them. Russian Air Force pilots struck the location of Ukrainian Armed Forces soldiers belonging to the 57th Mechanized Brigade in the city of Volchansk, Kharkiv Oblast, with LMUR missiles. Russian FPV drone operators prepared a drone to set up an ambush in the Kupiansk direction and waited on the road for the ambush. Upon noticing a Ukrainian soldier, the operator activated the drone's propellers. Destruction of an enemy concrete bunker in the Bohuslavka region. The FPV drone accurately destroyed the target. Sumy region. Operators from the 44th Army Corps used a fiber optic drone to repair a 3-wheeled, lost Ukrainian Armed Forces vehicle. A severe fire broke out at the Chornomorsk port in the Odessa region. No one has arrived yet. The cause of the fire is unknown.
Don't forget to leave your opinion about the video in the comments, subscribe, and like.
The Russian Ministry of Defense reported that fighters belonging to the Southern Military District destroyed a Ukrainian Armed Forces UAV control center and antennas in the Konstantinovka region. During the attacks, numerous antennas and control centers in the same area were destroyed. The destruction of the devices was verified by objective cameras. A Ukrainian Baba Yaga heavy drone was destroyed by a Russian FPV drone near Izyumsk. Drones are shooting down other drones. Share your thoughts on drone battles and techniques in the comments. Destruction of PVD-25 Oshby VSU by FAB 3000 strike from UMPK and Dimitrov Mirnorad. New footage of the destruction of Ukrainian Armed Forces transport vehicles and personnel by the 68th Motorized Rifle Division of the Leningrad Military District. Don't forget to join our Telegram group. Russian military personnel destroyed a self-propelled artillery unit belonging to the Ukrainian Armed Forces near Konstantinovka. According to the images, this howitzer resembles a Tu-S1 Gvozdika. What are your thoughts? Write your comments. In the meantime, you can use YouTube Super Thank You to support us and our content. We need it to continue with our videos. Footage of the destruction of a British-made AS-90 155mm self-propelled gun, camouflaged, by striking its turret rear with a fiber optic drone. The vehicle was destroyed as a result of the ammunition compartment explosion. Combat operations conducted by 16th Special Forces Brigade operators in the Smorodkivka village area northwest of Kupiansk. Soldiers of the Vostok Group destroyed a Ukrainian Armed Forces T-64 tank near the village of Bogatyr in Donetsk. The combat vehicle exploded on an anti-tank mine. The impact of a Lancet barrage ammunition caused the tank's ammunition package to explode. FPV drones finished off the target. An armored personnel carrier vehicle attempting to escape a Russian drone attack faced another drone attack while on the move. The armored vehicle, which proceeded by emitting smoke due to the impact it received, completely lost its movement after the second FPV drone attack. There is no information about the crew inside the armored vehicle. There were reports of soldiers hiding inside a ruined house on the same direction. The attack drones were activated, and the drone with heavy ammunition destroyed the house. What do you think happened to those inside as a result of this attack? An armored personnel carrier was found abandoned in a village with the door left open. A fiber optic drone slowly approached the armored vehicle and destroyed it. After the drone attack, the armored vehicle exploded with ammunition inside and crashed into the house next door. A pickup truck of the armed forces of Ukraine with the REB system was destroyed in a midnight attack. VT-40 destroyed the drone. Another armored personnel carrier tried to evade a Russian drone. However, the operator hit a sensitive area of the armored vehicle and cut off its movement. Ukrainian soldiers working to build a new bunker heard the FPV drone and immediately ran to the bunker. The Russian fiber optic drone entered the bunker, and that's what happened.
Задача у нас есть заминировать дорогу на территории противника. По этой дороге противник подвозит подкрепление, проводит ротацию личного состава. И нам поступила задача препятствовать противнику, сковать его маневр.
The Russian Defense Ministry reported that an armored vehicle of the Ukrainian armed forces was blown up by a drone minesweeper in the Kharkiv region.
Она больше, чем сама.
Есть подрыв! ТМ-ку, которую ставил талисманчик, есть!
Moments when an FPV drone flies over a soldier. Fighting drones on the battlefield is really hard. Images from the Toretsk direction. 4 Russian tanks were attacked by Ukrainian drones as they advanced for the operation. Ukrainian drones attacked intensively. One of the tanks was disabled. The second tank suffered minor damage. It was decided not to risk the crew and to postpone the operation. The faulty tank had to be left in place. Ukrainian drones attacked for several days, tried in every possible way to destroy the Russian equipment. But this did not happen. The Russians decided to take the tank back. A few days later, the tank was recovered and repaired. It will soon be back in action again. Footage of the tank being serviced and repaired. A soldier of the Russian armed forces walked alone to the stronghold of the Ukrainian armed forces and threw an anti-tank mine. With a powerful explosion, the fortress blew up. The Russian soldier confidently walked off into the sunset alone. Near the settlement of Lukyanovskoye on the Orakhovsky direction, the M113 armored personnel carrier of the Ukrainian armed forces was destroyed. Russian FPV drone operators first decelerated the armored vehicle, and then scrapped it. Russian reconnaissance drones detected the movement of the Ukrainian armed forces in the Krasnoarmyskoye direction. Then the fiber-optic drones, Prince Vandal of Novgorod, launched successive attacks. Wherever the infantrymen went, Russian drones tracked their movement. They reported coordinates to the fiber-optic drones. In this direction, fiber-optic drones are constantly flying in the sky. The infantrymen were subjected to intense artillery attacks in the open terrain and eventually visited by their fiber-optic drones. The armored vehicle trying to evacuate the infantry was destroyed by VT-40 drones in successive strikes. Another American-made M113 armored personnel carrier was destroyed in the Sumy region. I think the infantry watched our video. They closed the doors when they left the vehicle, but this was still not enough to stop the Russian drone operator. He hit the sensitive point of the armored vehicle once, and the armored vehicle burned to scrap. The attack drones found another armored vehicle in the same direction during reconnaissance, and the infantry was outside. And then it happened. The destruction of the Polish-made modern 155mm Krab self-propelled howitzer of the Ukrainian armed forces near the village of Stetskovka in the Kupiansk region by Lancet barrage ammunition of the Russian armed forces. In the Kharkov region, TOS-1A struck a concentration point of Ukrainian armed forces troops. The Ukrainian armed forces deployed several assault groups in the border settlement of Baranivka. The Russians launched an attack on this point after reconnaissance. Clashes continue in the region. The Canadian Rochelle Senator armored vehicle was destroyed in a single attack by the Russian fiber-optic Novgorod Prince Vandal FPV drone. Don't forget to join our Telegram group. Sumy region. An Iskander ballistic missile with a cluster warhead appears to have struck a drone crew position at an airfield near the town of Krolovets, at least 53 kilometers from the Russian border. The Russian aerospace forces are shown attacking a drone position near the village of Voronezh, at least 45 kilometers from the Russian border, using a Kh-35U anti-ship missile. Soldiers from the 22nd Motorized Rifle Regiment stole a Canadian-made LAV Super Bison armored personnel carrier. Behind them, a soldier ran in, the hope that he might be able to stop the vehicle. Following the liberation of the small border village of Konstantinovka by the Severians, clashes broke out in the vicinity of the neighboring village of Kondratovka. Footage obtained from objective sources shows Russian FPV drone operators targeting soldiers of the 103rd Regional Defense Brigade who were attempting to take cover inside a residential building. Sumy region. Successful ambush attacks using fiber optic drones against Ukrainian forces vehicles and infantry. We have recently started seeing these types of ambush videos frequently. Share your thoughts on this tactic in the comments. In the Donetsk direction, UAV operators belonging to the South units destroyed 3 enemy shelters. While the Russian FPV drone was waiting on the road for an ambush, a Ukrainian motorcyclist passed in front of it. The drone operator immediately activated the propellers and caught up with the speeding motorcyclist. While conducting reconnaissance in the Lozovoye area, the Rubicon's Zala crew detected the movement of a British-made AS-90 self-propelled artillery unit belonging to the Ukrainian armed forces. The target coordinates were relayed to the Lancet crew. Target confirmation verified that the enemy had been destroyed. Donetsk front, Konstantinovka direction. Objective monitoring of the powerful strike delivered by FAB 500 on the UAV control point belonging to Ukrainian forces in the village of Roskoshnoye.
Прицел!
According to a statement from the Russian Defense Ministry, artillery units attached to Dnipro destroyed a deployment point belonging to the Ukrainian armed forces in the Kherson region.